I'm pretty sure it's in one of Chris Kent and Tim Tackett's Jeet Kune Do books that I read words to the effect that JKD is not for the masses. So then that bridges the question, without mass exposure, how does something survive and or thrive? So today we'll take a look at how, as individuals, we can play a role in the perpetuation of Jeet Kune Do as a choice for generations of people who want to train in martial art. Hello, everyone. This is Dwight Woods, the Jeet Kune Do Rebel, and welcome to the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast number 157. This is the one about Jeet Kune Do and mainstream acceptance. So as you guys are logging in, if you'd be kind enough to say where you're logging in from, hit the like button and feel free to continue doing so throughout the broadcast. If you're catching the final edit video over on the YouTube, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell as well. If you enjoy my work and you'd like to support the program, please visit jkdrebel.com, where you can check out, I think Terry Valor's here, and Terry had one of these. Terry says this is a pretty decent t-shirt. So this is the 4 tenets of Jeet Kune Do. This is actually a bestseller over at Rebel Gear. So you can always check that stuff out there. But of course, the best thing you can do is to spread the word, share this video, and spread the word about the Jeet Kune, the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast. Did I say Jeet Kune Do dialogues earlier? I wonder if I did. All right, and but just share the video and spread the word about the broadcast. Get everybody on board. So 6 months ago, almost to the day, I think it was on June 3rd or something, I did another issue of the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast, which was entitled JKD and the Masses. And in that broadcast, I kind of explained how JKD could never be the property of, and I coined a phrase, it could never be the property of the mass-minded, since it's probably only people who think differently or who want to think differently that would be attracted to an endeavor like the practice of Jeet Kune Do. But I missed an entire element of thought, or maybe an entire avenue of exploration. So today I will try to rectify that. So it's possible that the mistake we have been making all along is in trying to be MMA. No, not mixed martial arts, not even modern martial arts, which is a term I got from Zane Isaacs. And I like that term, I actually do. If you're gonna use MMA in regards to running a martial arts school, yeah, but make sure that you call it modern martial arts. I think that's pretty cool, right? But I'm referring to MMA as in mass market appeal. The mistake might be, it's possible that that's the thing that led people to think, I have to change my art, or I have to change my approach to my art in order to gain mass market acceptance, in order to gain a wider acceptance. That's the issue that I'm going to address. So the better idea is to go after the niches in the market. So for those unfamiliar with the term, and forgive me, I live in America, I am an American citizen, but there's just, when it comes to language, there's just certain things that I can't do the American pronunciation. In American English, this is called niche. I can't do it, right? So a niche is a group of people with a general problem, a general issue, a general need, general desire, etc. So people who want to learn martial arts for health and fitness, people who want to learn martial arts for self-defense, that's a niche. And that's where a lot of JKD instructors position themselves, as a general martial arts instructor, not as instructors of a specific approach. In JKD, I think what we should be interested in is not even so much the niche as the sub-niche. And so again, for those unfamiliar with the term, the sub-niche obviously is a group within the niche. These are people who have a more specific problem, or maybe even a more specific interest, an intense desire or a pressing need. And these are the people that you want to be serving, because these are the people with whom you probably share a common language. You probably speak the language that these people are interested in. In general, in marketing, there's one of my mentors, Jim Edwards. He gives a list of about 10 things that that cause people to buy, as they say, right? And included in those 10 are there's making money or saving money. There's saving time, how to avoid effort, how to avoid pain, whether it's mental or physical pain, or how to avoid even the fear of pain, right? How there's to achieve more comfort, get healthier, and even how to be more popular, or how to feel loved in any kind of the ways that that it might be manifested. So I will leave it to you to determine how your JKD training or JKD teaching can help people to feel more love. That'd be up to you. But I will tell you this more seriously, that you do need to totally understand what approach or combination of approaches will work best based on the structure of your JKD practice. And this is something that I've mentioned before, because some of the people in my audience are professional martial artists, run in schools. Some are maybe even semi-professional, in that it might not be a full-time gig for them. And then some are just JKD enthusiasts, right? So maybe it's a couple of people that get together and bang, you know, each other about their training location or something. So if you are running a professional school, your students are not going to have the I'll use a phrase, the exact same desires or needs as someone who is, let's say, specializing in teaching hardcore combatives to law enforcement, for example, right? Those are not going to be the same desires. So the professional JKD instructor has to understand the subtleties involved in why a person who is interested in hardcore combatives, in hardcore self-defense, you have to understand the subtleties behind that person's desire. And it's pretty likely that on the surface, it's about being safer or feeling safer. But I can guarantee you that below the surface, there's a lot more going on. There is a deeper reason for anybody who makes the effort to check out a martial arts school and then just actually shows up to like take an introductory course or something. This is not something that you can gloss over. This is really something that you have to pay a lot of attention to if you're going to be successful in what you're doing. You have to get to the point where you understand as deeply as you can people's motivation, the motivation behind what is driving them. The person who's teaching hardcore self-defense has to be concerned with the idea that people train martial art in order to feel safer. So you have to be concerned with that safety element. But you also have to focus on the fact that sometimes people who are interested in self-defense might be people who are not interested in learning anything too complicated, and they just might be people who are interested in learning things in as quickly a manner as possible. Well, that is not the same approach. You cannot use the same approach if you're doing that as to somebody who is trying to enroll people into his or her school on a 3-year membership or something, right? Again, desires and needs are a little bit different, and it is incumbent upon the JKD instructor, the person or the person leading the group, to understand why it is that people are coming to you. But there are a few commonalities. People always want to be learning something. So even if you are trying to teach people simple, effective self-defense as quickly as possible, and getting them to a point of proficiency as quickly as possible, you still have to understand that they're still going to want to be learning stuff like every session. Okay, the person who is running a school and aiming for longevity with students or what have you still has to be concerned with the fact that people are going to want to learn new stuff all the time, which is not a bad thing. There is a way to fulfill that need in people without selling out. Probably the most important thing I should tell you is that if you structure your Jeet Kune Do practice to be all things to all people, it's not going to work, because I think the phrase goes something like, if it's everything to everyone, then it's actually nothing to no one, right? So that is pretty much what I wanted to say this evening. I will comment on the comments, some of the comments that I saw when I put up the postcard from people like Kos and Brandon and Norman. And it seems that people are still perturbed that there is no universally accepted or universally agreed upon definition of Jeet Kune Do. And perhaps that's why some people consider the art to be dead or maybe even worse. To that, I say, none of us need to be too concerned with a universal definition. Jeet Kune Do is not, I'll use a political term, Jeet Kune Do is not like a democracy where the majority rules, right? Jeet Kune Do is more of a sovereign, not a sovereign nation, but it's more of a concern with sovereignty, in that each of us as JKD practitioners, as JKD instructors, each of us has to design our own best definition of JKD to suit our purposes. When I ran my big school, a remarkably high, and I used to get into this discussion with a lot of other martial art, a lot of other JKD instructors, and they were always surprised that I had such a high percentage of people who inquired about classes. The people who came to me looking for Jeet Kune Do, and specifically, and the reason why is because a high percentage of my marketing was specific to Jeet Kune Do and not general to martial art at all. But that's what worked for me in my town. Everybody's got to do what is applicable for them. But if you are somebody who has not positioned yourself, has not attempted to carve out a unique space in the martial art world for yourself as a Jeet Kune Do practitioner, you might want to consider that for a second, right? I will, if anybody's interested, if you're a full-time or part-time professional, semi-professional, and you want to discuss this situation a little bit further with me, send me an email at jkdrebel@gmail.com, and we can do some kind of a consultation on that, right? Okay, so that's it. Enough talk for today. Feel free, share, like, comment, ask questions if you want. I'll review everything after posting. As my boy ABL says, that's all I got to say for this video. No, that's not what he says. He says, please put your comments below, and that's all I got to say for this video, something like that. Anyhow, sign up for notifications for when we go live on Facebook, and subscribe over on the YouTube channels for both the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast and the Jeet Kune Do dialogues. And when you're over there, please make sure to hit the notification bell as well. Follow me on Twitter at Dwight Woods, and on Instagram at Dwight D. Woods. I Love Jeet Kune Do.com Quick Skill Series Volume 1 is available, coming up on Friday, December 4th. Jeet Kune Do Dialogues, double feature. At 1 p.m. we'll be on with Kevin Seaman. This is his return visit. Kevin Seaman of Tai Chi Martial Arts. That's at 1 p.m. And then at regular 6 p.m. we will be on with Mick Tully. Famous guy, Mick Tully of Advanced Ass Kicking in Coventry. I really don't know where Mick trains out of, so I came up with that based on some of the stuff that I saw. So that's Kevin Seaman at 1 p.m. and Mick Tully at 6 p.m. on Friday, December 4th. Today's a beige, brown, pink day. There you go. And so I'll see some of you here on Friday, 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. Rest of you, maybe I'll see you next Wednesday for another issue of the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast. Until then, this is Dwight Woods, the Jeet Kune Do Rebel, I got the windows open. It's like 60 something degrees here in Miami. Yeah, global warming, I'm telling you, right? Okay, so enjoy the rest of your day. Talk soon. Take care. Okay, so we want to start literally at the bottom with the footwork. Cedro Bruce and Sifu Dan and Asano both illustrate on frequent occasions the importance for having good footwork. We were looking at one of Sifu Dan's books just the other day, and he was saying a fighter who is slow with his footwork is automatically going to be slow with his hands and feet. So we want to start literally with footwork, which means then that we have to pay attention to the fighting position, or the ready position, or the on guard position, or the small phasic bent knee stance, or just the bai zhong, as it's known in the Junfan. So I'm going to use this this staff just to illustrate the principle of centerline, right, and also to show what the how your feet should be set up. So essentially, the idea is this. I want my front toe and my back heel, if you can see, essentially on the same straight line. And then a natural straight line between the shoulder and the hip and the knee, so that it's not anything that's twisted and all out of whack. It's really just a natural position. The hands up and the elbows down, and the hands cover center line. But front toe and rear heel essentially on the same straight line. Now this is a guideline. You know, I don't want you to obsess over making sure that they're exactly on the same straight line, because it's going to be an individual thing based on your unique relationship between the length of your torso, the length of your legs, how tall you are, and that kind of thing. But the essential guideline is front toe, rear heel on the same straight line, elbows down, hands up, and we practice this both left lead and right lead. So that's why sometimes you'll see me like this, sometimes you'll see me like this. But that's the essential guideline. Now, if you look at this from the side view, then it's the same thing. But I'll show it to you this way, because I want you now to understand that this is too shallow. My feet are too close together. Here, my feet are too far apart. So again, based on your unique structure, the guideline can be feet as wide as your shoulders. But with taller people, or maybe even shorter people, that might change a little bit, but it's still just a guideline. And again, hands up, elbows down, rear foot carried in a flex position, because this is going to provide momentum forward, and is also going to provide a braking system for you when you move backwards.